So we've already seen two different forms of a linear equation. We've used the standard form, ax plus by equals c, and we've had the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Now I've got a third form for you, which is point-slope form. So we're going to be able to use this form to write a linear equation when we're given just 2 points. So we've seen before how when we have a slope and a point on the line that we can graph that line. So we did this before when we had our slope-intercept form. We had the point -1, 1, and then with our slope of 2, we knew we had a rise of 2 and a run of 1, a rise of 2 and a run of 1. So no problem, I can graph the line that works with this equation, but I'm going to actually take this a little bit further. Okay, let's try that again. We've got a slope of -2/3, and the point we're starting from is -1, 1, because we know that point is on the line, and we've got a slope of -2/3. This is somewhat review. I've got a negative rise, so I'm going down 2 and over 3. I could have just as easily gone up 2 and to the left 3. One of them has to be negative, the other positive, and in fact going down to the right means that I have a negative slope. So this is my -2/3 slope with a point on that line of -1, 1. One more quick example. I've got a slope of 0, a point of 2, -3. If I've got a slope of 0, then I shouldn't be going up or down. And in fact, I know that all of you know that that is in fact a horizontal line. Okay, so now we've got this other form, though, that we're going to use when we're given just 2 points. A point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m, or slope, times x minus x1. So we're going to be able to describe with this equation a line that has that slope m and contains the point x, y. So x1 at y1 is just a point on the line. And just to show you that I'm not completely making this up, this is more for information. I don't need you to be able to show this to me again, but we have our slope equation that says that the slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's our rise over our run. Well, if I multiply both sides by x2 minus x1, what I get is m times x2 minus x1 equals y2 minus y1, because of course these cancel each other out. And if I just rewrite this a little bit, I've got y minus y1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So this is, we didn't just make this up, this actually came from somewhere, and we'll actually have this on our formula chart. So not to worry, you will be able to find it. Okay, so let's try some examples using point-slope form. I'm given the slope 4/3, and I know I have a point somewhere on the line of -1, 3. Let's go ahead and plug in what we know. Well, I know y minus, here's my y value, 3, equals my slope times my x minus x sub 1 is going to be that point on the line, which is -1. I'm going to simplify that just a little bit. Y minus 3 equals 4/3 x plus 1. And that's really all you need to do. A couple more quick examples. I've got y minus 4 equals -3, my slope, times x minus 5. It's as easy as that. And here I've got y minus a -1 equals my slope of 0 times x minus a -5. Well, let's see what happens when we simplify that. I've got y plus 1 equals anything times 0, of course, is 0. And let's see if that makes sense. Really, that tells me that y is equal to -1, which is exactly what I would have expected for a slope of 0, because I would have a horizontal line. So we just proved our point. Okay, so now I want to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, but I'm going to use point slope form to help me get there. Okay, so I've got this point, so I've got y minus a -1 equals my slope of -2 times x minus a -3. I'm going to simplify that to y plus 1 equals -2 times x plus 3. And I want to get this back to slope-intercept form, so I'm going to have to go ahead and simplify this further. I'm going to distribute over on this side, -2x minus 6, and then I'm going to have to isolate my y by subtracting 1 from both sides. So I get y equals -2x minus 7. So I've used my point slope form to help me get to my slope-intercept form. So this time I'm only going to be given 2 points, but I still want to be able to use point slope form and then get myself to slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start by, I need point slope form, means I need a slope. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my slope formula. I've got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Could I have flip-flopped those? Yes, just remember to use your cover-up method to check to make sure that both of these points are in the same ordered pair. So my slope is 10 over 2 or 5. So now I've got my slope, and I can use one of these points, and I'm just going to choose the first one. I like that it has smaller numbers. So y minus 4 equals my slope of 5 times x minus 1. Well, I'm done in terms of point slope form, but I do want to go ahead and convert this to slope-intercept form. So I've got y minus 4 equals, distributing on this side, 5x minus 5, adding 4 to isolate my y. I end up with y equals 5x minus 1. Now I've used those 2 points using point slope form to get me to my slope-intercept form. I can actually prove that this is correct by plugging in. I'm going to try plugging in the other point ordered pair to see if this actually worked out. So does 14 equal 5 times 3 minus 1? Yes, 14 equals 15 minus 1. So I know I did this correctly. Now I'm going to let you try it. Remember, first thing I'm going to have to do is find the slope so I can use my point slope form, and then I'm going to plug into my point slope form and eventually translate it to slope-intercept form. So if you want to pause the slide here and try it out by yourself, go for it. I will take you through step by step to get to the end. So my slope is going to be 3 minus a -5 over 0 minus 4. So my slope is 3 plus 5 or 8 over -4, which is -2. And I've got y minus, I'm going to use the second point this time for some reason, y minus 3 equals -2 times x minus 0. So I've got y minus 3 equals -2x. Of course, that's 0. And I'm going to add my 3 to both sides to isolate my y, and I get y equals -2x plus 3. I do want to just check really quickly to make sure I got that correct. I'm going to use my other point to plug in. -5 equals -2 times 4 plus 3. -5 equals -8 plus 3. That is correct. So this is my slope-intercept form. This was the correct version of my point-slope form. So remember to take the post-video quiz, and I will see you all tomorrow.